Good evening, folks. Red County Blue Nation. Stephen Rorick, James McMahon, Mike Boring, Westcliff, Colorado. Great state of Americans. Jimmy, how are you this evening, buddy?
We're doing good. We're fortunate we're getting all this rain, and cows are calving out okay with the little handful I got, and creek's running good, water's running.
Yeah, it ain't going to last long, but it's running pretty good.
Running good right now, so
Yeah.
get it pounded in there.
Yeah, mine's already on the way down again. I went and it's running 3/4 of a foot lower than it was yesterday. Take what we can get is better than I thought we were just going to blow away.
Yeah, I mean, if these,
That rain that hit us 2 nights ago, that saved us.
it rained all night at my house.
Yeah, these guys out by me said they got 80 hundredths and 75 hundredths. So
Yeah,
it's,
we got
usually-
like 1.25 inches that night.
usually June don't do nothing.
Yeah, June's pretty
rough.
crispy.
Yeah.
You can get through June if the monsoons will show up, but I guess this is almost, I don't know where all this moisture's coming from. It's coming from somewhere.
All the weather manipulation, who knows?
Yeah.
All I know is if there's a few blades of hay, I know what to do.
Amen to
I
that.
know what to do. I can do that in my sleep. So
And if not, you get turned cattle out on it anyways.
it's getting big, tall enough now that they'll just smash it down like everybody else lets them do.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to keep them
Turn
pretty
them in,
tight.
Turn them in there and 2 foot of grass. Hell, they just waste it.
Yeah.
If you don't know no better, you don't know no better.
You go in and cut it tall, leave a little bit for them. I mean, if a guy had to,
Yeah, we never do that because
just leave it stay. Just
Oh.
leave it alone.
all the tonnage is all on the bottom. So if you just try to cut the top off, hell, you ain't gonna make no money in hay. Plus,
You don't get the nutrient going back into the ground. Is that the deal?
well, I mean, the bottom 1 inch is the same as the top 6 inches, right? All the tonnage is in the bottom.
Is right there at that,
So if you
in
want to
that
leave,
big.
yeah, you want to leave you 3 or 4 inches of stubble. Hell, you let like a foot on top.
Yeah. So just leave it alone.
Yeah, well, just cut it. Cut it as close as you can.
Even if it is short, you don't get a bunch, you get something.
Well, yeah, get what you can. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Get what you can, and then hopefully get some rain, and it'll grow back.
That's the name of the game.
That's the protocol. It don't always go down like that, but that's the way it's supposed to go.
Yippers.
So yeah, I guess we really don't have our sheet that we were hoping to have. But can you remember any of the? I was telling them about the $30-some $100 coffee bill.
Yeah, the coffee thing is that's something that needs to be looked at, and then the exterior IT.
Was that for a month or is that for the whole year? Or what was that?
No, that's a reoccurring monthly deal. Looks
$3,000 for coffee, huh?
Yeah, I want to get the receipts and do a deep dive in that and just see what's going on. I mean, is that why we got a donut shack? There's some things that are kind of funny up
I
here.
see the donut shack now is a chocolate shop.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what.
There's a bunch that a guy's got to keep up on this. It's constantly the IT thing. They're having to bring in a lot of expertise stuff from the IT guy, for the IT guy. The new guy that they hired, of course, Vern got promoted to finance. He's been in the IT thing there when CIC Software came to town.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to the gal that sold it to him, she's in Kansas. He was the main person to try to help get that thing installed. But he's had all of it in his head for 7 years.
Of course he has.
So Braden didn't have a chance getting CIC installed. There's a lot of stuff that took place that created the suspicious atmosphere. It's like, why don't we want to get this thing done? And if we can't, put it aside for a minute and let's go back to...
Well, now, yeah, because now they're talking about, well, we got to do something because we can't make it work right. Well, yeah, whatever, 5 years later or however, I can't forget 3 years later. Or,
Oh yeah, it's been every bit of... It's about 7 years of of twisted knots in the finance department.
Yeah, but they haven't had the. It's not when they implemented the CIC, is it? When
Yeah, it's
we
been.
had- we had-
Tommy was in there.
we had all that when we wrote it down. I thought it was in 22. It's in our notebook.
Yeah. It was. I'm pretty sure it was before then. I mean, Tom Flowers is the one that signed the contract on that. So I'm not sure. It could be. I mean, we're
Pretty sure.
2025 and we're midway through. So maybe.
I mean, we have all that in our notebook when we were doing AI,
Yeah.
but I know you was
Power writing.
well, yeah, and you were busy doing potatoes and stuff, so you didn't have a chance to.
Oh, we've been just crazy busy right now. Everything is busy. Between construction, getting the small gardens in, helping with some bigger gardens, helping get this cattle thing done. I mean, there's just a bunch. It's a bunch.
I kind of have to laugh because.
Yeah, if you're not set up to do stuff, it's a little bit laborious.
Bed springs and dump rigs.
There you go.
That's what our corral's made out of, folks. Bed springs and dump rigs. That's what everybody else. My corrals are made out of power poles, T-line poles, the big boys. I got a set of corrals that'll hold water buffalo, but that's what it is.
Yeah, well, some of them cows, you better have something significant.
Oh yeah, we'd run all the wildest cows that everybody else would sell, and we would buy them and run them and sell them back. So I mean, what was too rank for the whole rest of the 3 or 4 state area? They'd sell them all, we'd buy them, and then they'd put me in there.
There you go, Stephen.
Load them up! Come on, do something!
Do something, boy.
Stand back, boys, before you get run over.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a busy time of year trying to get stuff going. And I got a lot of starter plants going that can't go out yet. You know what I mean? They probably could go out, but I just don't take that chance. You have that late frost, and boy, you're done. Everything you've worked for is done.
Yeah, it's a.
And they're growing good right now. I mean, they're going along. So
That's what we've talked about before. Nobody understands the monetary value or the amount of time and effort that it takes to grow food up here. This is not a very good climate to really grow food. You just never know.
no, you don't.
Last year was a pretty good year and had, month on the start and 2 months on the end. Most of the time, killing frost around the 5th of September, they don't give you much time.
No.
That's June, July, and August, right? You only got basically 90 days till frost, and then you're still expecting frost now, so tricky.
Well, you never know.
No.
Yeah,
Gamble it.
Yeah. Set tomatoes out on the 4th of July, and they were dead the next day. Frost. That was on the west side. Yeah, so it's real. I mean, then that's why we grow frost-tolerant stuff.
Yeah, root crops.
Root crops,
The
exactly.
reason why we don't grow tomatoes, peppers, cantaloupes, and watermelons.
Yeah.
Basically, anything that's over 90 days is you're not being realistic with the climate there. You might get lucky.
You might get lucky.
But you're basically betting against the odds on that.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you put that much effort in it and then you got a pumpkin plant that's up pretty good size, it's like, okay, we got a pretty good jump on the season here. I know you're 100 days. You're going to go out, you're going to be 35 days old when we put you out. So, and they typically take off and we do pretty good. Jojo got, I don't know, it's probably a 20 pounder. I mean, it's a pretty good sized pumpkin.
Yeah, I know.
That's the biggest one we've got, but we always get,
Basketballers.
yeah, something. Yeah, the peas, the beans I kind of fight with, but the peas do really, really good. And then the lettuces, there's some stuff you could do all right.
Yeah, lettuce grows good.
The kale and
I've had really good luck with lettuce before. Matter of fact, that first garden I ever grew, I threw away 3 55-gallon barrels of lettuce. I don't even know why the hell I picked it.
Well, and that's kind of where we're at. We got chickens, and Tim's got some hogs, so nothing's going to go to waste. You know what I mean? And it sounds like the farmers market's getting ready to kick off pretty quick.
I forgot when I think it maybe, I can't remember if it's the 16th or I can't remember the date. It should be coming up though.
It's coming up pretty quick, so heck yeah. But yeah, getting back to the county stuff, I think they're recognizing the problems. It's a lot late, but I think the public pressure and just keep staying on them, saying, hey, you know, you guys got a duty. You can't just keep putting this off. Well, they put it off now. It's imploding.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so many things. So another aspect that's came up would be the weed management. So the county is required by the state to take care of the noxious weeds. I guess I don't know what the repercussions are if they don't do it, but they've had a hard time the whole time trying to keep up with it. And I do know that in years past they were using Huerfano County to help, and they were like, no, we can't help anymore, we're too busy. But I don't know if y'all know what leafy spurge is. I mean, it looks like a little delicate, little unassuming, or what, I can't think of the exact word, you know.
Non-noxious.
Yeah,
It's just kind of innocent.
innocent little plant, right? It's
Yeah.
got these little cute little purple and, or not purple, yellow and green flowers. And that stuff is, I mean, there's places up north, Montana. I mean, once it gets started, when it takes over about 60%, that's it, man. There's nothing else will grow. And so, I mean, all your rangeland and everything's useless. No cattle, no nothing.
And cattle ain't eating it.
No, they won't eat it. But anyhow, so they've been dealing with this leafy spurge for quite a while up here, but they're letting it go. And I've been finding a bunch of it on my place, and I went through and, hell, I found a spot this big, literally, that's growing right along the county road, whatever road that is, Schoolfield, going up to the Alpine. Hell, that son of a bitch is growing right up through the asphalt. But I hit it with the Tordon RTU. Boy, it
Bye-bye.
cooked her ass. But I want compensated, right? Why should I pay for the chemicals to spray the county right away when it's their job to do it, and their lack of doing what they're supposed to do is letting it get on me?
Yeah, and you know, here in cattle country, hay country, the weeds do need to be kept at bay. I mean,
Well,
we've got a environment.
That we're
protect.
you know thistles are not good, but that leafy spurge, it's a whole different creature. Rhizomes, works with rhizomes, and it seeds both. And I mean, there's already millions and millions of acres of land across the United States that are no good because of that shit. I mean, once it gets started, like I said, once it takes about 60%, nothing else can penetrate the canopy.
Yeah. So we're going to have some topics, I think, to go in front of the commissioners this coming Wednesday at All Aboard Westcliff. Hopefully that's where it's at the time. Things have been a little bouncy. Thursday here, and we may be at the airport. We may be down in Wetmore. We might be all aboard Westcliff. It might be Thursday.
We seen a 4-wheeler going up the road, 6x6, that looked like it was a state or county guy with a big tank. Hell, they never sprayed any of the stuff we needed them to spray. So I don't know if if it just happened to be somebody else that was joyriding. I mean, they were going slow, driving right along the edge of the road like they were looking for stuff to spray. But it's a mess, folks. I mean, their budget is only like, I forget, 12, 13,000, and they were getting some grants here and there. And I mean, and then trying to get Huerfano County, because I mean, a lot of that stuff you got to be is restricted use restricted use herbicides. You got to be licensed to spray it. And I mean, the price of poker today, I mean, it's not like it's a $5 job, right? You need to be paying somebody $50 an hour to go out there and do it. So it eats up 12 grand, just like right quick. But yet we got us $100,000 wood chipper. Right,
Well,
so-
and here again, when you start looking at that, when you start looking at this odd behavior, and it's what would a reasonable person have done in their place?
Cause, I mean, they're not taking care of what they need to take care of. They're spending the money because somebody, I'm just going to say it, a bunch of the libs complained about how expensive it was to rent a chipper, so they're going to force it on us when we already got a chipper. And then we're competing with the people. I mean, we've already talked about this before, but we're competing with the people that have to pay taxes, and that's what they do for a living, is fire mitigation. And so here we are taking the money that we need to spend on other things and going to spend that to try to drive business out of the people that are doing it and still expect them to pay taxes.
Well, here again, the contrast of where we started as a country, where you carry your own water, and then how we've grown into this government thing by taking so much taxes. All this money's coming in.
And that's part of it, but that ain't the problem. The problem, folks, gonna say it, this is like the 100th time we're gonna say this. It's how the money is spent and how people want it. That's their opinion of how it should be spent. So instead of the libs taking their own huge amounts of money and maintaining their own property, they feel like you should pay to maintain their shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They want more government.
Well, they just want that money. Just want that money. The wood chipper has nothing to do with government. It has to do with resources. They think they can get to it. It's government grants. Yeah, they got a grant to pay for a wood chipper and what they pay, just like the park, right? It's such a low amount. The percentage that the grant covers, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to make a hell of a lot of money because I can write this off on my taxes. Well, like, you only can write off 15-20%, right? So where's the other 80% come from? You'll go broke doing that kind of stuff.
Well, there's a bunch to it. But I think the mentality is not just the money. It has to do with the structure of the government, and having more state-controlled and government-controlled things is what is in their heart.
It is, but it's still about
Marxists.
the money.
Yeah, well, it's everybody gets a trophy.
The money is the determining factor. If there was no money, then they couldn't be spending it and acting astray. I mean, you got people that are fiduciarily conservative and responsible, and you got people that think that we'll just spend because we can get more out of your pocket. And that's,
well, and then let's employ the government. Now we got to create another job. Now we got to get into training. Now we need a trailer. Now we need a pickup.
That whole thing. Let's spend that money.
So, like in Russia, nobody really owns anything except the state. You're just an award of the state. So if the tractor breaks down, you really don't care. You're still going to get your shoes. Your kids are getting fed.
Maybe.
Well, that's here again. That's why it doesn't work. When you have people that are, if you don't make a profit, you go out of business. There's one hell of an incentive there.
Yeah.
Well, when you're in the government, there is no profit.
That's that whole thing. Well, there ain't no profit because you're spending the people's resources. You don't care about money because you're already spending it.
Well, they already got it. They already took it from you by gunpoint.
Yep.
They took it from you at gunpoint. If you don't pay, what are we going to do? We're gonna come get you. Oh, really? That's not how this thing was designed. So I'm just saying we're already socially conditioned to accept all this nonsense.
Sounds like it's time for another tea party to me.
Well, it is. We're way overdrawn on that. So, but anyways, the social conditioning, we've gone so far. That's why Trump makes such a contrast when he says stuff and then he shuts things down. Because it's cutting it off. Cutting that cancer off because we let it grow into that. It's nonsense. We've got way too far, and now the contamination.
Feeding it. You didn't just let it grow; you were feeding it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, through the school
Which
system.
takes money. It's all that money.
And it's the government just shooting it that way. And it's not just the libtards either. It's all of them.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a handout. Well, that's why I say it goes back to the money. How you fundamentally think as a person is what it boils down to.
Right. So you can think, oh, we need to give that person some money and we're in the government and we should do that. No, you shouldn't. It's not your job. You're not in the handout business. But we've created it there and everybody goes along with it because it's socially acceptable. And it's the asinine thing that's taken place. Now what you have is the government's playing God. They're going to take from the people that are creating wealth and profit, and they're going to take to the people and give it to them, which is the worst thing you could ever do, and spoil them people by not doing anything and feeling good about themselves. Now they're not contributing, but you're actually contaminating their soul. You're destroying them. And that's how this thing is evolved. That's the heart of it. Then it's into politics. Because if you can get a lot of votes by being a...
By buying a wood chipper?
Well, I don't know how that's going to work so good.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be backfiring here.
Well, I don't... If you've already bought the machinery, I don't know how you get out of it besides sell
it. Well, there again,
So just
maybe you give it to the guy that's in the business of doing it.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
So it's a lot of nonsense. It's what a reasonable person would do. But we're in a point where a reasonable person is up for discussion now.
Well, it's all it's the circumstances. What you have the person, right? You have what a reasonable person would do, but then you have the circumstance, and so it's like, if they're trying to give you $100,000 and you don't have to do anything, most people are going to take it. That's just human nature. They're going to take it.
Well, it's job creation. And if there's nothing to do, you create something to do if you're the government. You got a job and you just sit there and you do nothing. All day long you do nothing. I mean, that's what DOGE found out there at the feds. People are doing nothing.
And then I'm still concerned with that because they found all that stuff, but then what became of it?
I think there's a lot of things that are becoming of it. One of the things was the computers were not talking to each other. And then there was all the cheating and the abuse because nobody was checking on them. I mean, I would think Congress or there'd have been some kind of oversight there.
Well, hell, they have a blank check machine that just spits the money out. There's no accountability at all. And besides that, all the Congress is already bought and paid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a perfect environment for the exploitation of the American people. And that's what the big thing is with Trump. He's finding that out. He knows just how dark this all is. But if you can put some controls in, and see here again, I'm going to get into a particular atmosphere of bookkeeping. And they're called controls. And that's what we don't have here. We have no controls over here. When Braden Wilson went in and got that check, there was no control on that.
So you did have a little bit of control. Bill Canada goes down and shuts the check off, and then everybody flips shit. And then the people that didn't have the right to do it went ahead and did it, Virginia.
Well, here again, those are the things that the DA is going to be investigating. There's a long list of very questionable ethical behavior and what was taking place and why was it taking place. Why was that behavior? Is it lack of education? Was there something? Something else going on there? I mean, are the books, even her bookkeeping situation, like she said, I'm training the person that's taking my job, and here it is, an elected official. What do you? That's not how this works. But nobody else could come in and plug into what you've been doing. That's why they call it a standard of bookkeeping. It's just like a standard of plumbing, a standard of electrical, standard of framing.
For me, from where I come from, I'm like, it's third grade math, man. I mean, it's so simple, it's asinine. It shouldn't. I can't even talk about it because it's so simple. keeping track of what the money you spend and the money you take in is,
Real simple.
oh no, we got to have everything. By God, we had fucking 39 entry bookkeeping and this and that, and it's like, it's back to that same thing. They're not fiduciarily responsible because they don't have to. Their circumstance doesn't lend them to have to be responsible. They get your money and spend it. They get my money and spend it. That's what they do.
Right. The
Oh,
law.
we're going to write a budget. Silvercliff, so town of Silvercliff, Brian goes up to ask for fireworks. I mean, how much money is generated in these two towns from these fireworks displays? And the town of Silvercliff said that they couldn't afford any money to donate. They basically told the mortarmen, we have no money to donate to the fireworks display.
Here you go.
Not even $100, right? Or $250 or $5 or $1,000 or nothing. So no, well, maybe next year if you hit us up, we'll put it in our budget. I'm just like,
See, here again, strange behavior. Strange behavior.
it's not that strange anymore. You can tell it's greed and corruption.
Right. So, I guess I'm just not going to go along with it. I'm not going to just lay there and take it. I guess I'm not. So,
I mean,
Here
I'm
again.
not either. But so we ain't gonna have no fireworks. So,
well, I'm hoping.
So take that.
I'm
right?
hoping-
So take that.
I'm hoping somebody comes up with a little bit more cash. I mean, hopefully the public will rise to the occasion. A little bit more public awareness.
We're only about a third of where we need to be.
Man, it's getting countdown.
Just saying.
How much time do you guys have until you need to acquire those?
Well, we got like 3, 4, 4 or 5 days before is when the guy brings us the fireworks. So, I mean, we still got a few weeks, but I mean, that's why, I mean, I'm fixing to write a hit piece to the paper
Oh, good. Good.
and try to let people understand. It's like I said before, right? I'm sticking my neck out liability wise to even light these things off. The fire department won't do it, folks, because of the liability. So we're going to let the public sector do it, but yet nobody's even got enough nutsack to donate. It's bullshit. We got plenty of money to just god dang spend on new pavement and all kind of shit. Got us new wood chippers and new county trucks, and everybody's got a new truck. Shit. No, but you can't. Town of Silvercliff. I mean, there was probably 1,500 people at that show last year. Right,
Yeah.
Right smack in Silvercliff, and they told us that they can't donate. They won't donate.
I mean, it's strange behavior. I mean, look at all the goofy stuff that goes on around here. The leadership, somewhere along the line.
But it's all about priority. They don't care, right? And that's just, I mean, I get it. But don't expect me to care either, right? So, I mean, luckily Josh and Brian are so gung-ho. I mean, if it was just me, hell, buy my own fireworks and light them off at the ranch. You all kiss my ass.
Yeah. No, I think it's a huge service the three of you guys are doing, and I hope the community supports, comes around. But writing something in the newspaper is probably important.
Well, and trying to, it's like, how do I mean, I can't lie here, right? I mean, the reason I would even write something is to try to get more donations to basically strike your heart chord or whatever to try to get you to donate. And it's like, why? I mean, if I wasn't a patriot and I didn't enjoy doing it, I don't even get to watch the shit. Right? My head is down tending to business. I didn't even watch none of it. And I mean, there's been, everybody I talked to said that's the best fireworks show they've ever seen. Even people that have been to New York City. But yet, nobody wants to pay.
And if there's ever time to celebrate our country. Goodness
Well,
gracious.
yeah, it's Independence
It's
Day.
Independence Day. Absolutely.
But yeah,
That was breaking the shackles from the king and the oppression.
that's the whole thing, this whole liberal, all these younger generation, we got pink and orange hair, blue hair. Give a shit about Independence Day. Do not care. Not even on, what do you say? Not even on the radar.
No. Well, it's so, if I was faint of heart, it would definitely test me, but I'm not. I've got past that. I'm not.
I'm just saying, so we just ain't gonna have shit for fireworks.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a 3-minute show and go home.
There we go.
It is what it is.
Everybody's gonna say, oh, well, that ain't nearly as good as last year. Well, yeah, you didn't pony up either, did you? So
Now, you guys did good last year. You did extremely well on collecting funds, right?
I mean,
But the guy that was helping you guys out and getting this all thing, all the insurance and teaching,
did all
you
of
went
that.
all of that stuff, right? You had to go to the classes.
well, yeah, we went to the classes, but the insurance and all that, we figured that all on our own. We didn't have no help.
No, you did, right,
Yeah, there ain't nobody helped with nothing.
right.
The only help we got is from Kevin that supplies the fireworks.
Well, that's what I was getting.
We paid to go to the classes out of our own pocket.
Right. So, anyways, it's here. It's volunteer investment, and it needs to be appreciated. That's all there is to it. And we need to write an article and maybe put a little Facebook page. Does Brian have a Facebook thing?
Yeah, it's the Mortarmen.
The
Mortarmen.
Mortarmen.
Facebook. It's all right there.
I'll start going to that and sharing it, and see if we can't get something. Because time's running out, and it would be nice to have a good show. That's a good thing, I think, for people to celebrate and kind of come together that one day and say, hey, we do got a commonality here.
Well, and that's the ornery part. Like when it was at the lake, they had the road shut down. You couldn't get into the reservoir, right? You couldn't get into the park, whatever you want to call it. Couldn't get into the public lands there without hitting the donation gate. They were making you donate.
So if you're going in, you're donating.
You're donating. You
Yeah,
got to donate something.
You're going to yeah. This
And
ain't a freebie.
The way that it is now, there's no way to put the pressure
There's
on.
no donation gate.
Yeah, there's no donation gate. And
We might have to do that. We got the 3 highways,
But
Just kidding.
Where I'm going with it is when it was out at the lake, the towns didn't make any money.
Right.
Nobody was in town. Town was dead. Soon as the parade was over, everybody left. They went home, and then they went to the lake, and they went home. So the last 2 years, when we're having these fireworks in town, people are in town. They're at the restaurants. They're at the lodging. They're at the gift shops. They're in town spending money, but yet neither town wants to support nothing.
Boy, that's just weird, isn't it?
Oh, we already spend all our money. We don't care that you're making us money, right? We don't care about the constituents. And so, I mean,
Well, it's gonna
whatever. If it's only 3 minutes long, so mote it be. Whatever, man. I mean, I don't.
So one of the things, Stephen, I wanted to touch on just for 2 seconds is that that screwworm thing. Being this is cattle country, I don't know how many people are aware of it. You know what I mean? You
So
did a little bit of research.
I did quite a bit of research on it. I
So-
mean, it's been gone in the United States since the 80s,
Yeah.
and
but-
they bred it out with the sterile flies.
So they take a male fly down in Panama or someplace where it's narrow in South America, where they set all these flies loose. Because that's the shortest part of the distance of the landmass. And that's what I heard, is they came up with a whole bunch of
That
these.
ain't how they did it. Letting them loose in Panama is not how we eradicated it in the United
Oh, no,
States.
No, I'm just saying that's how we've kept it at bay.
And I mean, so to a little history there. A screwworm is not a worm, folks. It's a fly. It's a live flesh eating fly, right? So
They're larvae.
It's not a worm at all. It's a maggot.
It's a maggot.
Right, so most fly maggots eat dead flesh, not live flesh. So that's the thing about these, and they can get in an open cut even on human beings. They'll blow your ass.
And they're screwworms because they got the little deal in there, and they're twisting, and they're very aggressive. The larvae is.
Well, yeah, they're eating live flesh, not dead flesh.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, what I was reading today is tropical, subtropical climates is the only place they can't withstand in cold weather climates. You might bring some up here and that might be around for a little bit. Soon as November comes, they're dead.
Yeah.
There's no screwworms in this country.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So I mean, there might be a small little infestation, a little bit. The only place there was ever screwworms anyhow was Texas, and Arizona, and New Mexico.
I thought Florida was another big one.
Well, maybe, but I mean, that's not what ChatGPT told me earlier.
And it was some kid that discovered he was working for the USDA, and he was watching how they mate. And that the mama, once the female gets bred, she lays the eggs and she dies. That's her mission. So they came up with a sterile male fly to get her impregnant, and then all those are dead flies, I guess, dead larvae when they do that. But they said it could go in the eye or in the ear. It can get into several different places. It doesn't take a lot. But that's how they eradicated it, was that kid was tired of, trying to doctor and get these things out of him, and he finally figured it out. So it was kind of a cool thing. It's another...
What I was reading, it's been eradicated in the United States since the 80s.
Yeah, and it took us like 30 years to eradicate it. I guess it started in the 50s and 60s, but it took us all the way into the 80s to get it gone.
But I mean, so you might get some that was chewing on something for a little bit, but it's not a permanent deal because they can't withstand the winter. They got to be tropical climate, man, and that's not what it is here. So
no,
I mean,
But if they come in like now, and it's somewhat tropical now, I mean, it's not real tropical. We're getting into 40s still at night, right?
Well,
they can't get down to that degree.
I just don't understand where they're supposed to come from, because you can't get cattle in across the border. They got them quarantined so tight. I mean,
hopefully, yeah. But it sounded like they let a bunch in before they figured it out. But who knows? I don't know. Well, anyways, it's just something.
I mean, I hate that word to the very bitter end.
Absolutely.
Misinformation. That's the whole... Who says who?
Says who?
Did it really happen or not?
Says who?
Is it real, or is somebody just running their trap?
Yeah, somebody in here again.
Fear factor.
Well, and that's how the stock market rolls. That's how that whole thing rolls.
So I mean, am I worried about the screwworm? Not even a little.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little
Nope.
bit.
Nope. My cattle came across Grape Creek. If there's any on them, they're not there no more. Even them babies come across there. I don't know how they did it, Stephen, but they come across.
Well, I was looking at it down here. I mean, it's running pretty good, but it's a long ways from being full tilt. I mean, sometimes when I see it down here coming across Hermit, when that son of a bitch is bank to bank, it's only about a quarter of as much as it can run. So you probably got them moved when you needed to before it got... And there's not enough snowpack to drive high water like sometimes. It just ain't the snow. It's just the fucking way of it. I mean, when my creek's only half of what it was last year.
Well, Grape is running all the way through mats and winding around, and it's got highs and lows in it. But them cows are smart enough to find a pretty good crossing. But that spillway where the company ditch is coming out right there, it's coming over that thing like that. It's not coming over it like that.
Well, yeah, and
it's up there. So at that point, it's running pretty good. I mean, it ain't running a mile across like I've seen it.
No, that's why I look every day when I go by Grape Creek. I know
just to see where she's at.
Yeah, it ain't. I mean, it's just barely come off from being dry.
Yeah.
there isn't nearly the water. I mean, you can look at the gauging station and see how many CFS. I'd say 30, maybe 30 feet. When there, a lot of times there'd probably be 100 when it's really rolling.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and like I said, them creeks are going down. It was that rain all night is what brought them creeks up. They'll be headed back down.
Yeah.
Now.
But it's pretty violent right now. I mean, for something to get across there, to where it usually is in June, right now. But yeah.
Well, yeah, when it's dry.
Yeah.
When there's 3-4 feet in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's still, 4 foot. There's a lot of different variances going through there.
Well, yeah, and I mean that's.
But I can tell by that dam going into the company ditch. If it's only going over like that, it ain't much. But
No,
when
there
it's
ain't-
going over like
ain't
that,
no water when it's doing that.
when it's going over like that, that's a lot of water. Even in the shallow places, it's pretty deep. So it's running pretty good. I'm glad the calf made it across. So that's all I know. They're pretty stout little knuckleheads.
Yeah, I like to swim.
I seen one jump in the other day. He was waiting, and everybody else left, and he was dancing around, and then he finally just jumped in. He went in here and came out about 20 feet down. But he got her. He didn't quit.
See some of them. Where the wildebeest? You ever seen?
Oh
them
yeah, where the crocodiles are hunting.
Yeah, where they got to traverse the real rivers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got like a half a mile or quarter mile to go
it's
across,
craziness.
and the alligators are just sitting there. It's
Better hope you don't break a leg going off the cliff.
well, them babies. A lot of the babies get. That's the tender stuff, I guess.
Well,
It's the law of the jungle. It's the way it is.
I think a lot of times when they're making them runs, right, it ain't just with just fresh babies, or they couldn't make it.
Yeah. The one I watched, they were migrating across, and they had a bunch of babies. I mean, they were up pretty good size.
Oh, that's why I say they ain't babies. They're
No, they're teenage.
Yeah, yearlings, or getting there.
Getting
Otherwise,
there.
otherwise they wouldn't make it. They ain't no baby.
They ain't even come across. I just think that's the one way they thin the herd. Is any sicklies or something that ain't going to be tough.
Without a doubt.
And that's just the way nature works, to strengthen everything.
the
And
fit-
we've done just the opposite.
Fittest of the fittest. Not everybody gets a trophy.
So, well, now, come on now. Everybody get a trophy nowadays. And therein lies what we just said, the law of the jungle we have disposed of. So even the weak people are breeding and keeping going because...
Neo-communism.
Yeah, so that's the problem. I mean, that's the heart of the matter. That's where we're at.
That's big.
That's where we're at. That little story right there with the calf, I
it's
wanted to bring that out.
It's still back to how you spend the money. Are you responsible for yourself, or are you relying on somebody else to take care of for you?
Well, when you have to go out and make money, you have to earn a profit. By the time your input costs are subtracted by your input costs, that's the difference. A lot of people never even heard of that.
Well, of course not. Hell,
They never even heard of...
We just write our budget for next year, and like the military, a friend of mine, he's a purchasing agent for the Army. I said, man, if I don't spend that money, then I don't get it next year.
Well, that's why they were spending.
And that's that mentality, right? Of
That's why I remember delivering restaurant janitorial goods in out of Salinas into Monterey and Carmel, but Fort Ord was there. There was another. Anyways, military bases, we'd supplied them with stuff. But that's when a $900 hammer came to light, a $1,600 toilet. So they were just blowing stuff out of proportion to keep that budget and that procurement so that they didn't lose it. They didn't need it. They could use one, but instead of paying $39 and holding that money back for a rainy day, that's the crazy that goes on.
yeah, that's why we can't get no donations for the fireworks,
Well,
because we already spent that shit.
so we've got to shed light on this nonsense. Hurry up and spend it before it's all gone.
So
kinda
no
crap.
fireworks, folks, because nobody wants to donate. That's where we're at.
So bug the commissioners and bug the bug the two towns.
Bug all
Maybe bug your own wallet a little bit.
bug all the local business owners that are gonna profit from when people come to town. Them are
Well, you got two pretty.
and I mean, I'm already doing my fair share. I've already put on the fence alone is $3,500 that I donate to put the fence up, folks.
Yeah, if you didn't have the equipment and stuff, I mean, that would be.
Well, you couldn't get it done.
You couldn't
for
get
that.
it done.
So I mean,
You couldn't get
it's
it
not
done.
like we ain't. It's not like we're trying to put the pressure on you, and we're not doing it. I've already went far and beyond my duty to try to do this. Not to
Absolutely.
mention the liability. If something goes wrong, the way that the law is stated with fireworks, if something goes wrong, whoever lit it off is personally liable.
Yeah.
And I just happen to be the one that usually is lighting them off.
Right. So, anyways, hopefully we can be able to get some.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be nasty, but I'm just saying, like, you know, on a $20 bill, a $20 bill is better than nothing. But shit, a $20 bill is like them big cakes are like 500 a piece. One firework is $500, and it'll be gone in like a minute and a half. So your little $20 is like maybe get you like 4 or 5 seconds of fireworks. Might as well just go buy some sparklers. Call it good.
So here again, inflation has taken its toll. I think stuff.
It is taking its toll, but man, the thing about it is there's more money than there ever's been. There's more money than there ever has been. It's not like this money is going somewhere. It's going in somebody's pocket. Just saying.
But it definitely would help the towns. It stimulates some stuff.
Man, there's a lot of people that are here on 4th of July, especially after the fireworks program that we had last year.
Last year, it's a
and,
draw.
And now everybody's going to be like, oh, well, Westcliff ain't worth a shit. That's the people that are supposed to be. It has nothing to do with Westcliff. It's the people. That's the same. That's what it's always been, folks. It's the people of the community. That's what makes the community is the people.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
Well, I appreciate the three of you guys.
it's the Mortar Men. The Mortar Men on Facebook. If you just go to Mortar Men, then you got these military guys lighting off mortars.
Right.
So it's the Mortar Men.
Yeah.
All our stuff is there. I mean, there's donation cans all around town. And I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but like I was telling Josh and Brian, that I'd be surprised if we get $1,000 out of all the donations. The donation boxes, right? I mean, it's $1 and it's a 20, maybe a 20. I mean, the one at Willie's has been there for a month, and I mean, there's maybe $50, $60 in it. So like I said, you're going to get like 6, 7, 8 seconds.
Going to be a pretty short one this year, it sounds like.
Well, I hope people get up off their.
Now, Stephen, is that any kind of a tax right when you donate to something like
that's
that?
completely tax deductible.
So it's a tax deduction as well. So that's a little more incentive for you.
Yeah, so we have a 501c3
Right.
nonprofit, tax deductible, whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So it's advantageous. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really what you're doing is you're helping the community, but you're also in a roundabout way, you're bringing in some business for your own business.
Well, yeah, especially if you have a business in town.
And that's why it's designed that way.
The big business owners like Seifert's and some of the construction companies and stuff like that, maybe not necessarily directly benefits their business, but it's the community, right? And so it's like, well, maybe the people that saw the fireworks are talking to their friend, this is the best firework they ever seen. So then they come up here and then they decide to buy a piece of property, and then they build this huge ass house. All because of the fireworks.
So it is, and it shows a patriotic community. And that draws other patriots here. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of a big deal. I mean, to have that event, that is a draw. And it drawing the right people.
For people to say that they've been to the fireworks displays in New York City, and this one was better than that.
That's pretty impressive.
And,
Steve,
and
how
all-
much?
all we need 15 grand.
Okay, that's what I was
And
getting
we
ready
got
to
like
ask.
about 5.
So we're 10,000 shy. We're 10 grand. We
And that
need.
don't account. That's kind of where we were at last year.
Oh,
So the the insurance people that did us last year, they're out of business.
Uh-oh.
They're done.
Okay.
They had a couple them $90 million in $90 million houses in Malibu.
Oh.
We're done.
Oh.
We're smoked.
Oh. So the Malibu thing took them out.
Oh,
huh?
they took them out, man.
Well, that's real life. I mean, that's the risk, and that's what I'm saying. When you're in business for yourself, there's a risk factor. When you're working for the government, there's no risk factor.
None.
And this is what's irritating to me. It irritates me to no end.
Yeah, that's
And
what
that's
we're
why
talking
to
about
waste it.
It's that fundamental thought process of how you operate.
Yeah.
Hell, there'll be plenty. It's the golden tit, man. All you got to do is put your tongue out.
So that's why the ethics and the rules of conduct are so important. They're also taking an oath. All those things hold them to a higher standard of behavior to treat our money. We're entrusting them,
Well, and that
and they
you're completely right.
have a duty.
That you are completely right. The problem is with that is nobody knows it.
Right. So,
If we wouldn't have been saying it,
Right.
talking about it, if you wouldn't have been on the commissioners about their duty and their oath, nobody knows it or cares.
right. And that's why we got all the lawsuits, all the wasted money, all the bad hires. I mean, and here's the other thing. If you take on a job in a position, Braden Wilson's a fine example. When they hired him, he had a duty to us because we're actually paying his salary. All those people do is funnel it, but they think they're paying it. Look, at my mommy had a stamp and I got one too.
Yeah.
I mean, some goofball says something of that nature. That is a void in any kind of
That's unicog for you.
if any kind of character at all. My mommy had a stamp and now I got one. Unbelievable amount of frustration going on here because they don't follow the rules. They're not following the rules.
Yeah, and in my opinion, man, they don't even have a concept of what you're even talking about.
You're
They
right,
Don't
Stephen.
even have a concept that they should even be following the rules.
Right.
So I mean, you're trying to get them to do something, and it's like trying to teach a third grader calculus, right? I mean,
And it's
They
grievous,
just-
and it's grievous to find that out. So here again, I do want to get some kind of curriculum established throughout the United States in the civics thing
no,
and
that's
in ethics,
well, then that's why don't they teach that in civics classes and in government?
because then you'd be too smart and you couldn't be controlled.
There you go.
You couldn't be controlled. How close we getting to the end of it?
Well, we're getting fairly close, so we're gonna cut it off tonight, folks. At 8:00, we have a lady that we associate with. She is putting on a clinic tonight, and are you there, buddy? Are you there, Mikey?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, could you explain to us, buddy, what could you plug Renee a little bit? I don't have any idea where anybody could find her, or
So, anyways, you could stay on. Is that what you're saying?
no, they can't stay on, but
No, they're going to change the channel.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, geez, caught me off guard here, buddy.
My bad. Well, at least we got a couple minutes.
Well, that's what I was getting at. We don't
No,
want to.
Renee, she basically teaches entrepreneurs how to get rid of blockages in their subconscious that may be, keeping them from being successful, things like that. So she's got a free little mini workshop going on here. If you do want more information on that, you could go to ReneeDevereaux.com. It's RENEE DE. Let's get her pulled up here. Yeah, it's ReneeDevereaux.com. So ReneeDevereaux.com. You can check out everything about her there.
Yeah, and so you can get to her seminar or webinar this evening from there.
No, you'd have to go through and go through and sign up and everything else. It's kind of too late for tonight's, but there'll be another one here in a few weeks.
I see.
All right. Well, that's a good introduction, anyways.
No, so yeah, that's kind of a local gal that Mike does some stuff for, and I met her through the autonomy course. So yeah, we just wanted to give a shout out to her and wish her the best with her endeavors.
Yeah, and you can check her out online too. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, you can search her up, either Freedom Through Entrepreneurship, which is another way you can get to her workshop information, is Freedom Through Entrepreneurship.com. It'll take you directly to her workshops.
Very nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, like I said, I'm kind of upset that they can't keep the weeds at bay, and so that's getting on me, and I'm going to have to spend my own money but I'm going to hit Vogelsong up, see if he won't at least buy the chemical back for me.
You know, I remember when Robin Young was up here, and she was running the, the extension office for CU. She was big time involved in that, and she made sure that stuff got done. And she went down and she would meet with the ranchers, and she would go over and recognize the different weeds, figure out what to kill them, what not to do. Because some of them, you try to dig them up, man, you stimulate it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff. There's another educational thing there.
These ones I'm dealing with, one of them is called toad flax. It's the same way. Wicked, man. We got a couple big spots of that. I hit it with Roundup and Milestone with the surfactant. Oh yeah, man! It turned its lights out, which is good, right? Because we chopped them off last year with the beater, right, to keep them from seeding out. The stem is there, and it's just like tenfold.
Oh, tenfold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember her going around. It's a very educational gal. Here again, that was another beautiful family that got chased out of here because of politics. And I about had enough of it.
I tell you what, man, you got to be hardcore to stay here.
Well, not only that, but you got to know the enemy. You got to understand that there's people coming in here with some pretty dark agendas.
We're hardcore around here.
Well, it ain't for me being in construction, and especially plumbing, and not only that, found in it, whatever. I know a lot of people just because I've seen a lot of them come and go.
Yeah, man.
I have seen a lot of people come and go, and I tell you, the ones that hang out. I just think of my wife, how tough she is. She's a trooper. Didn't know how to milk a cow. Taught her how to milk a cow. Didn't know how to do a garden. She'll kick anybody's ass in growing stuff. I don't care who you are. She knows about taking care of baby calves, and she's grown a lot. But yeah, when I'd have to leave at 3:00 in the morning and say, "Hey, hon, you can be," and it's winter. Can you go? You're going to be able to milk? Yep, got it. Not that I didn't walk her through it and get her comfort level established, but for her to willfully take that on and then make you got to strain the milk.
Yeah, experience is the key.
And then she's worked at the grocery store for 25 years.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you don't get much tougher than that.
Don't get no tougher than that. So with all that being said, folks, like we said, we got to cut it right off here at 8 o'clock this evening. So right now is the time for that. So hope you all have a great evening. See you next week.
Yep. Take care.